أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وآله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما آمين يا رب. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Am I audible, sisters? It's first class. No, this is day to day. From Tartil group, I think, from the Farda group. So I think only yesterday it was, I think you might have received the student guide. So in that you might have noticed that you have to attend the DURAR sessions. Actually, I didn't mention this yesterday. So yesterday we talked about the 4 days course and the different 4 levels of DURAR and the purpose of this session and all. Actually, this course is connected to our Qaida course, which we have named as Tartil. So the Qaida course, there is a screening test. Okay, no problem, sister. It's fine. Yesterday we just we talked about the introduction only. And if you are in the group, you might have received yesterday's recording or something. You can just listen to that and cope up with that. It is just introduction. Okay. So what I was saying, if you wish to join the Tartil, yani the Qaida Nuraniya recitation session, you have to write a test. So a test means it is just, the multiple choice questionnaire which will be conducted on the 5th day. So today is day 2, day 3, day 4 and day 5. We have to attend a test and the admission to the Qaida group will be based on the scores from that test, inshallah. Okay, so you can read the student guide either from the DURAR or from the Tartil. You can read the student guide and then you can understand. If you have any doubt, just post in the group. That will be better. If the group is not open, then you can contact any of the admin and they will help you, inshallah. Okay, so ready for day 2. So yesterday what did we talk? We talked about the introduction to the tajweed and just very basic, like we talked about the different articulation points and all. So today we are really going to the first articulation point, which is al-jawf. Okay, so what is al-jawf means? Al-jawf means it is the empty space in the mouth and the throat. Okay, so what is empty space means? Empty space doesn't make any sound, isn't it? That we already know. And yesterday we talked about the vocal cords. The vocal cords are the sound producing organ in a human body which is responsible for the formation of every sound in general. And later different articulation points help in modifying or shaping that sound and we will get different sounds. This is what we studied yesterday, isn't it? So today we are going to al-jawf, which is how it is going to articulate 3 letters, which is actually the vowel sounds or the extension of vowel sounds. And originally they are considered as the letters. They are actually the vowel sounds which is extended and then in turn it will be the letters itself. So basically jawf is the articulation point for the vowels and the extension letters what we call as mad letters. Maddiya. Mad letters are called as, the Arabic term it is maddiya. So that which is extended. The meaning is that which is extended. So what is the extension letters? We have 3 letters. The extension of fatha will be alif. Okay. The extension of kasra will be waw ya maddiya. The extension of dhamma will be waw maddiya. So we are going to see one by one how these letters or how the jawf is articulated. How the jawf is articulating the alif maddiya first. So what is alif maddiya? The alif that is extended. Okay. In fact, the alif we will use only for extension. We will never find this shape with fatha, kasra or dhamma in the Medina printed mushaf, isn't it? But if you are using the Indo-Pak script, you will see the alif carries the fatha, kasra and dhamma, but not in the Medina printed mushaf, isn't it? So what is alif maddiya? It is an alif, basically an alif. So if it is an alif, that means if it has to be an extension letter, it always needs a fatha before it. So if it is an alif maddiya, it always needs a fatha before it. If it doesn't have a fatha before it, And if there is any shape over this alif, then that is not a mad letter. That will be some other symbol which is used in the mushaf. Okay, so if it is an extension letter alif, then the alif will be devoid of any haraka, any symbols, and it will carry a sukun before it. Okay, so together we will call as alif madhiya. That simply we can say alif before it is a fatha. So we can add any 28 letters before it. If we add letter ba, we will see ba. If it is mim, it is ma. If it is fa, we can say fa. If it is heavy letters like sod, so, qaf, qa. Understood like that? We can add any these letters. Okay. Okay. So let's first hear the sound of this mother letter. Let me know you can hear the audio or not. انظر لا لا. You heard the sound or not? Did you hear the sound? Okay. Jazakallahu khairan. Okay, so if you see the video here, you can see how the action is happening. Okay, so you can see the white color thing coming from here and it is passing through here. It is not the air. Keep in mind, it is the sound. Okay, the sound is what colored in white, and it is not air. So don't get confused. Okay, let me show you again. See. See how the sound is happening. The vibration, you can see the Wi-Fi symbol starting from the vocal cord and it is passing through the throat. It has reached the tongue and it is making use of the empty space in the mouth and it is going outside. Okay. So this is the articulation of the mother letter. Why we are saying it is the empty space. Even though lots of other things are helping in the proper shaping of the sound is making use of the empty space. That's why we call jawf as the makhraj of the letter. Okay, so other thing you have to keep in mind, the first of all, yes, the vibration will start from the vocal cord. This is the first point. The second thing, the mouth is separated. What is opened mouth means? You can see how the upper teeth and lower teeth, they are how much separated. Okay, try to make this opening in your mouth. Now, try it. See, you separate the mouth. How much gap is there between the upper teeth and the lower teeth? Actually, it will be easy if you focus from the if you focus from the back part of the tongue. For example, not tongue, the back teeth, the upper teeth and lower teeth. You can see the upper teeth here. See, yeah, and you can see the lower teeth. It will extend. It will be like here. See, the gap. It is here, isn't it? So this gap you have to focus and that will help you in proper articulation of the fatha. You know, the direction of the fatha is very important in the recitation or as a student of qaida or beginner should focus. Why? Because it is the main thing that decides the accent of the letter. What does the accent mean? Accent means the the slang or the way a person is speaking. For example, I am talking English, but you can clearly understand that I am not an English person, isn't it? Why? Because of my accent. I don't have the proper accent of an English person, isn't it? So same way, when you recite the Quran, you might be from different part of the world. You might be from Africa, you might be from Indonesia, you might be from India, you might be from China. But we know that everyone has their own accent in their language. But when we have to recite the Quran, we have to recite in only one accent, which is the Qurayshi Lugha. As how the Quran was revealed in the Qurayshi tongue, the accent also we have to follow. So that's why whenever you go and you recite to a teacher will correct everything what you are reciting if you have an issue with your speech. Understood? Okay, so the Quran we have to recite in the same way how our Prophet taught us. That's the same. The Prophet didn't teach separately for different persons, different accent. But yes, different ahruf was there, but that is a different thing. Here we are talking about the tongue. Okay, so the main thing you have to focus it is regarding the direction of the fatha, which is actually controlled by the separation in the jaw. The second thing, relaxed tongue. So you can see the tongue is resting down. There is no changes in its shape, isn't it? So if you focus these two things, the sound coming from the vocal cord. Yesterday we talked about how the sound is happening, isn't it? We talked about how the air coming from the lungs reaches the vocal cord vibrates, and that is how the sound is produced. That sound will come in the mouth, and then it has some distinct features here, like the jaws are separated and the tongue is resting, so the sound will not cause any change and it will go out freely, just like if you keep your hand in your neck, you can feel a strong vibration, isn't it? Did you feel the vibration? Did you feel the vibration? Yes. Okay. So see how the vocal cord is vibrating. This vibration is what you felt now. This thing is continuously vibrating in your throat when you articulate any letter. Okay, sometimes it will be resting and we will talk about that. But for now, the mad letter, when you're articulating the alif maddiya or the waw maddiya or the ya maddiya, your vocal cords are vibrating continuously. Okay, so now talking about this opening of the jaws or opening of the mouth. Okay, so we cannot open the mouth without movement in the jaws. This is what this video is showing you. You can see how our mouth is opening. See, when we are talking, when we normally talk, see, this is how the movement will happen. Now let's say we are yawning. Okay, when we yawn, what happens is that the movement will show. See, this is how we yawn. Okay, so actually the opening is happening where? The opening is happening at the, see, just below your earlobe. Not earlobe, the ear opening. Okay, you can just keep a two finger there. Okay, here in the this is the ear opening, and just in front of the ear, not below, just in front of the ear opening. Okay, you can keep two fingers. Don't press too much, but just keep there. Okay, and then try to maybe yawn. Okay, just try to open your mouth. You can feel something is moving in a bigger way. Did you feel that? Just in front of your ear opening. Your ear opening. Okay, and just in front of that, keep your two fingers. And when you're talking, you can feel a slight tuck, 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 tuck movement you can feel. Okay, but when you open widely your mouth, you can feel a big opening. So this is how the opening is happening. The mouth opening doesn't mean we can just open it from there is a some what we can say like hinges or something here and we are separating it. No, actually the opening or the movement will happen from here. So this is the lower jaw and this is the upper jaw. You can see the upper jaw, it is fixed with the skull. We can't move the upper jaw. Only movement is happening in the lower jaw. Okay, so we don't need this bigger opening for fatha, but remember we need the opening for what we used for talking earlier. Remember the talking movement? This is the only movement we need. Ba, ta, sa, za, ha. Understood? Okay, so when we are articulating this sound, what happens is that the sound comes out of our mouth. Okay, what does that mean? Let's say I'm taking the letter ba, or maybe I'll take a flow letter fa. Okay, see how the sound is flowing outside. Same way, f, if I'm adding with an alif, the if sound should come outside and then we will part for the fatha. Don't take the fatha inside our mouth. See how the graph is going. See the sound, it will be straight upwards, but it is not happening inside the mouth, because if it inside the mouth, it will be heavy. Like see, ba, ta, sa, fa. No, the sound should travel outside and then we will take the fatha. See, fa. Same way, sound should go out. Ma, ta, sha, sa, la, na, ma. Understood? This is the direction of the fatha or the alif. Okay, clear? So this is all about the alif madhiya. So if you talk, if someone asks you regarding the alif madhiya, only the three things you have to keep in mind. First of all, the articulation is from the jawf, the basic one, the starting with the vocal cord. So the vibrations from the vocal cord reaches the mouth and the tongue is relaxed and the jaws are separated. So the direction of the alif will not be changed and the sound will be going outside freely. And this will give the proper fatha, and the direction of the sound is straight upward outside the mouth. Till here it's clear or not? Hmm? Clear? Okay, good. Now we will go to the Vav Madhya, the second one. So the Vav Madhya, it is the extension of the Bomma. Okay, so Bomma, it gives the O sound. And if we add the extension, if we extend the sound, it will be O. That's it. We can add this sound to any letter. Ba, Bu, Fa, Fu, Ma, not Ma, Mim, Mu. Okay, so how do we write this sound? So we will write with a bomba on the previous letter followed by a wow with a sukun on it. Okay, so this is the the shape of the wow madhiya. So how do we write the wow madhiya? The wow will carry a sukun and the previous letter will be having a bomba on it. So that means the mad letters will never stand on its own. They will never stand on its own. It always need a supporting letter before it. So if the supporting letter has a fatha, the extension should be alif. Supporting letter has a bomma, the extension should be waw madhiya. If the supporting letter has a kasra, the extension will be ya madhiya. So what is waw madhiya again? It is the extension of the bomma. The asl timing, the original timing is 2 counts. What is 2 counts means? When we say ba, bomma, bu, it is 1 count, right? So if I'm saying ba, bomma, waw, sukun, bu, okay, 2 counts. Bu means 1, 2. The time I am taking for counting the vowel sounds, 2 times. Bu. But remember, my time will not be your time. It depends on the speed of your recitation. If I take my natural recitation speed, my timing is boo. That's it. It can be boo for someone else or boo for someone else. It doesn't matter. So my boo will not be your boo timing. Understood? Okay. So wow, sukun before it is a bomma. Even though this is the proper shape of this letter, when you find this letter in the mushaf, you will never be able to find the sukun. So sukun is only in its name, okay, but it will never be in the script and in the writing way in the mushaf. You will never find sukun over the mad letters, even though we will spell it with the sukun. For example, what is waw madhiya? We will say waw sukun before it is a bomma. But in the writing way, in the mushaf, in the Madina printed mushaf, by the way, you will never find the sukun over the any of these 3 mad letters. But in the speech, we will say waw sukun before it is a bomma. Okay, so let's hear the See how the sound is happening. Again, the vibration is starting from the vocal cord. It travels all the way up and it reaches the mouth. And then the mouth, the shaping is starting. So who is starting first? So you can see the back part of the tongue is raised towards upper roof and the sound is kind of narrow now. And then it reaches here and then what happens? The lips are circled and the sound will be channeled through this tunnel shaped structure. See, boo. By the way, remember, we don't need to raise the back part of the tongue purposefully. It will happen automatically when we raise the tip, when we circle the lips properly. The proper circling of the lips is very essential if we want to do the bomma properly. Okay, what's the wrong way? Too much opening of the mouth. I didn't understand. Yeah, Maybe you asked a question or I was explaining something. I didn't check the question. If you can explain a bit for Fatha. If you open too much, then it will be ba. See? Ba or ba. See? Ba. Don't open too much. So always it is in the how you are talking normally. Okay, just open a book. Okay, which you are comfortable with, not some different, not Arabic anyways. It can be either English or your mother tongue. Okay, any book or maybe some newspaper. You just open it and read out loud. Okay, so when you are reading, just feel how much opening you are giving for each and every haraka in your language or in the English language, whatever you are using. Okay, so that is your normal way of speaking, isn't it? So Quran also we have to use in the normal way. No exaggeration is necessary there, isn't it? So you find your own normal way, what is convenient for you, and use it for every letter. Okay, you can be in balance. Do not move any extra facial muscles in your which is visible actually, or which is invisible. Do not use unnecessary muscle movements. Okay, only what is needed. For example, sometimes the sisters will use ba like that. They will stretch the sides of the lower lips and the sound will be ba. See, ba. The taqleel will happen. Ba. No, not ba. It should be ba, ba, ba. Understood? Yeah. Coming to Vav Madhya, the proper circling of the lips is very essential. Why it is essential? Because if you do not circle properly, then your tongue will not raise properly. Okay, so this is not a purposeful thing. So this is happening automatically, but the action you are doing is here. So the circling should happen. Let's say this is the lips. Okay, the original shape of the lips. Okay, the original shape of the lips was like this, isn't it? This was the original lips, and again it is going here like this. This was the lips, isn't it? Okay, so now how the circling happened? See how the circling happened? This area moved to the center. This area moved to the center, and this slightly down, but the reason it is coming out, the pouting should happen. See what is pouting means? Pouting means you have to take the inner to outside. Okay, inner to outside. You can just check in the Google and search what is pouting means. So the thing is, the wet area, we know that the lips have the dry area and the wet area, isn't it? The circling is happening in the wet area. That's the point. You can't make the circling in the dry area. This is wrong. Okay, the circling should happen in the wet area. See in this picture. See, where is the circling? The circling is in the inner side. Understood? So this will help you to raise the back part of the tongue properly. So what you have to focus, not the back part of the tongue, but the shape of your lips. You can take a picture or something from this and then you can stick it in front of your mirror. If you have a color copy, that's best. And it is very much available in the internet and all. And then you can practice, whenever you look in the mirror for getting ready to go somewhere, just try to practice that. In case if you do not have proper bomma. Understood? This is Vav Madhya. So what are the things that shape the sound of this letter? The vibration from the vocal cord is same as how we discussed in the Alif Madhya. But here the circling of the lips will be happening, which actually causes the tongue to raise from the back part. This will give the proper bomma. Okay, this is bomma. Again, the vibration of the vocal cords will be there. Now we will go to the Ya Maddiya, which is actually the extension of the Kasra. If we say Ba Kasra B, one count. Ba Kasra Ya Sukun B, B. Okay, B, B. So one thing you have to keep in mind, as I told, always the vibration will be the same from the vocal cord. The sound is actually the the intensity of the sound should be same. What does that mean? See, I will show you what is the meaning of the term that I mentioned as same. See, ba. See the sound of from the jaw, ba. Okay, and now I'm saying boo, ooh, b, e. See, a, ooh, e. All three same sound, isn't it? Do you feel that only the direction is different? But it is going straight up from outside to upwards. And now if I say ooh, it is straight outside, straight outside. And if I say e, just like the arrow is showing here, it is straight down. So do not make a different sounds for these three letters. Like someone will say ba, and then for the kesra it will be b, this sound, and for bomba it will be boo, boo, this sound. No, all three letters have the same sound because they are from the same makhraj, but only the direction is different, which is giving different sounds. Ba, b, boo. Can you feel that? Do not make different sounds. Your ba, your b, your boo should be same sound from the inner part. Understood? So let's see the kasra. So the kasra, you can see the vibration is starting from the vocal cord. Okay, so let's see.
مرة ثانية.
See how the sound is happening. So the vibration is from the vocal cord. It is reaching here. Okay, and then you can see the jaws are separated, but not like the alif madhiya earlier. Okay, it is little bit lesser, but here something else is happening which causes the raising of the middle part of the tongue. Okay, so I want to go to the previous, or maybe this is better. Okay, actually, when we do the kasra, normally students have the doubt because for doing the kasra, we normally say dropping the jaw, isn't it? So the dropping the jaw doesn't mean you take your lower lips to inside or downwards, or don't change the shape of your lips. Okay, dropping the jaw doesn't mean the action from the lips. Then what does it mean? It means actually there is this is the jaw, isn't it? So this jaw actually is connected with the upper jaw. Okay, through a ligament is there. There is something. Let's say there is a rope which is holding the jaw in position, so that when we use it roughly, the shape or this should not be what I can say. I don't know. Let's say we are trying to take in too much food at one time. Let's say there is a bigger burger. Maybe that is the best thing. Okay. So it's a big burger, jumbo burger. Okay. So this jumbo burger, we are trying to take one bite at once. Okay. Let's say we want to take this much. So how much we open this mouth? Okay. It is not the normal opening. We have to try hard so that we can take one big bite, isn't it? Can you feel that? How much we have to open? Actually, this jaw, remember, this jaw can move from here. Okay, from the video I showed you in the beginning, this jaw, this is attached here only. So, if we want to take a bigger bite, that's also a very big bite. So, actually, there is a chance for there is a chance for the incident that this will come out of the joint here. Okay, the jaw can come out of the joint and there will be swelling here, and this will be a very serious issue. So in order to prevent that, actually we have a knot from here holding to the upper roof so that we don't open the jaw too much for this kind of bites. So you can feel that. You can feel when you try to open too much, maybe for yawning and all, you will feel some kind of pressure from here. You won't be able to open that much. How much you want, you can't do that, isn't it? Can you feel that? Have you ever felt that pressure from here, this side, from the cheek to downwards? Okay, actually here we have a muscle which is holding our jaw. Okay, so now for the kesra, actually what we are doing, we are trying to move this part down. Okay, But this will be giving us stress here, pressure here. E, 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 E. Did you feel that pressure? E, 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 E. Only here, focus on here. Okay, so for the normal separation of the mouth, you will feel the gap between the last two teeth. Now for Kisra, E, 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 that is two different openings. Can you feel that? It is not the same opening for the Kisra. That's why we are saying we are dropping the jaw. So normally sisters will have, okay, anyways we can move only the lower jaw. Then why it is purposefully saying dropping the jaw and not opening the mouth again for the Kisra? Because it is not the same thing happening. For the you have to feel the gap between here. But for E, actually this much opening is not there. But instead of that, we will try to move here by keeping here strong, stiff. Here will be stiff. But here we are trying to move. That's why that pressure you will feel here. E, E, E. But earlier, understood. So this is the kasra. So whatever it is, whatever you are doing, remember these three sounds should have the same sound. That's it. Fatha going up. Bomma straight outside. Kasra going down. This is the sound direction for the mad letters. Understood? Okay. So this is all about the the al-jawf, which is the makhraj al-muhaqqaq or muqaddar. مخرج المحقق or مقدر. جوف is محقق or مقدر. محقق means we can pinpoint the sound, the articulation point. Yeah, it is muqaddar. Muqaddar means we cannot pinpoint. See, for the articulation of the alif, ya, maddiya and waw maddiya, we need the shape of the tongue, we need the shape of the jaw or the lips, and we need the action from the vocal cord. So who is giving them or who is playing the important role? We don't know. All three, no problem dear. All three are contributing their part in order to shape the proper sound of the letter. Hence, mad letters coming from the jawf and the jawf is a muqaddar. Understood? Okay. Now we will go to the second main articulation point, which is the first muhaqqaq, which is the throat. So the throat, yes, you can see from here it is starting from the middle of your neck. From the middle of your neck, not from the base of your neck. The throat is extending actually. Okay, the neck is extending actually. So the throat means this much area. Okay, this is the area of throat. It's like a triangular part, you know. Why it is saying triangular? Because for the better understanding of the articulation, we have divided this into three main parts. Okay, so this is the first part, which is aqsal halq, and this is the second part, wasatul halq, and this is the third part, which is the adnal halq. See how the three divisions are going. The first part, the second part, and third part. The first part we actually discussed yesterday itself. Okay, each these parts have specific organs there which helps in the articulation of the letters. Let's see one by one. First we will go to the first articulation point from the halq, which is aqsal halq. So aqsal halq we have the aqsal halq, we have the specific organ which is the vocal cord. Yesterday we discussed this, isn't it? The vocal cord is situated in the aqsal halq. So aqsal halq has vocal cord, and this vocal cord has two elastic bands. When it comes together and collide with strength, we will get the hamza. Okay, see? Okay, I can give you an activity to clearly feel the makhraj of the hamza. Okay, so normally we will make the sound like, you know, we will give this sound as an answer as an answer to a question if you want to give as yes or maybe I understood. Mm, mm, mm. We will make this sound, isn't it? Do you or do you not? Mm? See, just now I asked a question and then I made Yes, we do. Okay, we are mostly, this south part we will do more. Anyways, okay, so make that sound, please. But closing your mouth. And then you do, and then at one point you just open the mouth with the sound. So this is exactly how you are hitting and opening the vocal cord. So what made that strong sound? It is the proper makhraj of the hamza. And from that same area, we have the next letter, letter ha. But there is a difference. For the hamza, we started from the resting position of the vocal cord and the vocal cord stretched and hit with strength. Whereas for the letter ha, the vocal
انظروا
cords,
يا بي
you can see here.
يو كل
So when we make the hamza sukoon, then that means the vocal cords will stretch and it will hit. And now when we make the hamza, fatha, kasra or dhamma, we have to open from the closed position with separation with force. Remember the sound formation mechanism we studied yesterday. Okay, the collision, the separation, the vibration, the friction. Remember the four actions? So from that, collision was for the sukoon and separation forcefully will be for the mutaharika. See how the separation forcefully happens when we make the hamza with a haraka.
آ أو إي.
See? So it is with the strength, actually the strength is there. And then we separate the makhraj with the strength, with the force. A, E, O. The location is more towards the upper side of the neck. In the exact middle there, the exact middle where we have the Adam's apple, the same area. Actually the Adam's apple, that bony area is holding the vocal cord inside. Okay, not below, not above, the exact middle. Now for the letter Ha, we can see it is actually partially opened. We don't have Adam's apple, yes, but we have the Adam's apple area. Okay, like if you feel with two fingers, you can feel a kind of bony area, not anywhere upper or below, but you will feel in the middle a kind of bony area, isn't it, Sister Sayama? Or maybe you can keep it as exact center of your neck. That is where the vocal cord is. Okay, you can just keep two fingers there and you talk something and you can feel a strong vibration. That is the area. So for the letter Ha, so what happens is that the vocal cords are already stretched, not shut completely, but it is coming closer and it is vibrating, not with the strength, but with weakness. Okay, like Ha, He, Who, So let me give you these two sounds with sukoon and you have to tell me the difference. What do you feel? Okay, see? One more time. Now second letter. One more time. Tell me what all difference you feel. Of course, it is not same, isn't it? So what is different there? Timing, that means you are not able to run the sound for the hamza, but for the ha you can run the sound, isn't it? Okay, good. What else? Keep your hand on your neck and try to do these two sounds with sukoon and tell me what do you feel in your throat. Do you feel vibration at one part and the vibration? Yeah, vibration varies, isn't it? So what does this show? Even though we understood that these two letters are coming from the exact vocal cord, something is different in these two letters. We can say the qualities of these two letters are different, which is in turn making two different sounds. Okay, so how is it possible to produce multiple sounds from the single makhraj? The answer is that we can make the qualities different. Yes. Okay, with the qualities different from the same makhraj, we will be able to produce different letters. The qualities in Arabic we will call as sifa, and the plural will be sifat, the characteristics of a letter. So for the hamza, when you make the sukun, you can feel that there is vibration you can feel in the throat, and the sound we cannot run properly. Okay. Whereas when you make the letter ha sakina, there is no vibration, but if you keep your back part of your hand in front of your mouth and make you can feel a strong flow of air in your hand, isn't it? Do it and tell me whether you felt the strong flow of air in your hand or not. With the sukoon. So that means vibration is there for Hamza but absent for letter Ha. The flow of air was there for the Ha but not for the Hamza. Isn't it? This is actually one perspective when we discuss the Sufa. That means the letters can send air out from their makhraj and few letters cannot. Okay. So for the letters where they can run the air out is what we call as hums, and for the letters where they cannot send the air out or run the air out, we call as jahr. And the secondary quality, maybe you can keep in mind how to find few letters whether it is jahr or hums, is that you can feel vibration. If there is air, no vibration. If there is no air, then there is vibration. Understood? Inshallah, it will be more clear when we talk the remaining letters. We will go to that. Okay? Okay, so the quality is called as hums and the letters are called as mahmusa. So what is this quality? They will send the sound of air along with the letter. Whereas the jahr, no air. Only the sound of the letter we will be able to hear. Now the second quality, as I talked, when we articulate these letters from the makhraj, whether you are able to run the sound freely or not. See, how much I try, I cannot run the sound further. Whereas, how much air I can hold in my lungs, I can send the sound as long as I want. That's it. So these are two different qualities with respect to the flow of sound, not air. Sound. The sound can be flown and it cannot be. So if we can send the sound out freely, we will call the quality as rahawa. And if we are not able to run the sound freely, we will call it as shidda. Now we have one more quality, tawassut. What is that? It is like we are in between these two qualities. Okay, for example, I will give the example here and we will talk about that later, letter Ain. So if I am saying letter Ain, okay, let's go to the next letter. So Shidda, the letter is called as Shadida. Okay. So the next letter we are going to talk is about the quality tawasut for the letter Ain, which is coming from the wasatul halq, the middle halq. So the wasatul halq, we have one specific organ, what we call as epiglottis. What is epiglottis? Epiglottis is actually a cover, a lid to the windpipe. What is windpipe? Windpipe means the tube carrying air to the lungs. So see, here we will take in the air and it will reach the throat and it will come, and this is the windpipe you can see. See, this is the windpipe. And this epiglottis, it will come and it will close the windpipe like this. Okay. So this is the purpose of the epiglottis. Okay. So this epiglottis, it will be stretched to the wall of the throat to the backward position. See? So when we are making the sound, whether the sound is running, is it like the hamza? No running at all. But whereas for the ain, the sound is running, but at one point it stopped. So it is not like I can run the sound as how long as I wish. No, that's why we will call that ain is in between the shidda and the rahawa. Rahawa means running freely. Shidda means completely blocked. Whereas the tawassut, it means it is not rahawa, it is not shidda. So that means it is an intermediate quality between the shidda and the rahawa. Okay, so let's listen to the ain sound.
مرة ثانية.
how the ayn is crossing and the tongue is stretching backwards. Okay, remember the normal mistake that the students happens with the students is they will either raise the tip of the tongue or they will raise the back part of the tongue. No raising of the tongue will happen. We are actually moving the epiglottis to backward position. So the epiglottis is actually fixed with the back part of the tongue. That's why when we move the epiglottis, the stretching kind of stretching you will feel in the back part of the tongue. Do it. But do not move the tip of the tongue, and there should be enough gap between the two jaws. Okay, you can focus on the last two teeth. If you keep the proper opening, proper gap, your eye will be perfect. Ah, 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 ah. So the same way for the letter ha, but for the ha, what happens is that there is no need to stretch the epiglottis this much. Okay, so letter ha will come to the sifat later, inshallah. Okay, the comparison we will see. Yeah. For the letter ha, what happens is that the letter ayn is stretched towards the wall of the throat. Okay, very little gap was there, but whereas for the ha, see how much it is happening. That's it. See, a little bit opening. That's it. Whereas for the ayn, okay. Now you tell me the sifa, whether it is jahr or hams. What about the letter ayn? It is jahr or hums. What is jahr? Only vibration, no air. Whereas hums, no vibration, but there will be air, isn't it? Tell me. For the ayn, the sifa will be jahr or hums. The ayn, no air. That means when you make the sukoon, you will be able to hear the vibration in your throat, isn't it? Now, with respect to the flow of sound, is it shidda or rakhawa? Letter ayn. Shidda or rakhawa? Yeah, it is not shidda, not rakhawa. We talked about this in the beginning, isn't it? It is tawassut. We cannot say it is shidda, we cannot say it is rakhawa, but it is tawassut. Why? The sound is running, but not running properly. Understood? Okay, very good. Now coming to the letter ha. Jahr or hums? Hums, isn't it? Yeah, it is easy. What about the flow of sound? What about the flow of sound? Airflow is there. That is not airflow, sound flow. Flow of sound, not flow of air. Flow of air is also there, flow of sound is also there. That is why it is a hums and it is rakhawa. Understood? Okay? Okay. Now we will go to the last makhraj today, the adna al-halq. So what is adna al-halq? The adna al-halq, it is the upper part of our throat. So remember, we were going step by step from the downward. Okay, from below we were going. So this was the first step, and now we did the second step, and now we are in the third step. So the third step, you can see two things are there. We have reached the tongue, base of the tongue or the root of the tongue, what we call as jadrul lisan. Okay, the jadrul lisan is the area where the tongue is fixed inside our oral cavity. Okay, and it will be visible only if we raise the back part of the tongue. If the tongue is resting down, okay, let me draw that for you. If this is the two positions, okay, the tongue is resting down and tongue is raised to the upper roof. So let's say this is the base of the tongue. Okay, so if it is resting down, jadrul lisan we won't be able to feel. But if the tongue raises to the upper roof, the jadrul lisan will be stretched. Why? Because tongue is a muscle. It can stretch, it can shrink. So this is jadrul lisan, and when it reaches to the upper roof, we have another hanging organ from the upper roof, which is actually the extension of the soft palate, what we call as uvula. Okay, what we call as uvula. Inshallah, we will study the remaining parts of our upper roof and the remaining parts of the tongue tomorrow, inshallah. Now we need only these two parts. Okay, so remember these two parts actually comes in the throat, not in the lisan area. Okay, even though Jadrul lisan is a part of the lisan, that is actually coming in the blue colored area. See? Understood. So this is the first letter where the back part of the tongue is raising, but the contact will be with the contact will be from the contact will be with the back part of the tongue with the base of the uvula, not the starting point, but the hanging end of the uvula. So the hanging end of the uvula with the Jadrul lisan, we will get the sound ago. See, ago. Okay. So let me draw another thing here. Okay, I will see. This is my ear. Okay, this is my ear, and you can see exactly in this area we will be having our ear opening. Okay, so you can feel that the tip of your nose will be in parallel with the our ear opening. Okay, it will be like this. This is the position of our ear. So ear opening. So just below our ear lobe will be the ghain in this position. Okay, it means different color. Okay, so you have to drag your tongue in this position for ghain, and you have to drag this position for letter ha. So never ever from now on tell that Hamza ha is from here, Ain ha is from here, Ghain ha is from here. No, it is totally wrong. Okay, what is the proper way? The Hamza ha is starting from the middle. Okay, then Ain ha is here, isn't it? Okay, Ain ha. And now we have Ghain ha is above. Ghain ha. Okay, so let's see the video.
مفتوح أو
Okay,
مفتوح.
so this is the ghain. Whereas for the letter ha, okay, let me go back, come back. See? Whereas for the ha, what happens is that, see, little bit above. So the ghain, it will be here, whereas the ha, it will be here. Okay, so let's see that.
خالدين يخرج
Okay, so this is the letter ha. So the point is, I will repeat the wasat al-halq, inshallah. So ha, so what happens? You have to remember how the ear opening. So you have to drag your tongue towards that area. So remember, for all these letters, you have to keep enough gap between the upper jaw and the lower jaw. Okay, upper jaw and the lower jaw, keep enough gap. Otherwise, there is no space for your tongue to move inside your mouth. Your tongue will be always resting down. If the tongue has to raise and go towards the upper roof, there should be some space, isn't it? That space will be provided by only the separation of the jaws. That you have to do for yourself. Okay, it will not happen automatically. You have to practice that. Why I'm saying you have to practice that? Because it is not like everyone talks in the same way. Some will have a bigger sound and an open sound, but some will be having like this sound. They will always talk this way. They will never open their mouth. So first, that case, what happens is that you have to practice opening the mouth, separating the jaw. Then only there will be enough gap inside. Because the raising of the tongue, this will result in a new sifa, what we call as the isti'la. Okay, see what happens here. You can see, if till now we were talking about the light letters, isn't it? Or ha, ha, ho, ho. So these two letters, you could clearly feel how the sound direction is changing. Why this sound direction is changing? Because as I mentioned, the makhraj itself is raising the back part towards the upper roof. What happens if we raise the back part towards the upper roof? Okay, if you raise the back part towards the upper roof, what happens is that the sound will never go out freely, but instead the raising of the back part will cause the sound to change its direction and it will hit the upper roof. Okay, this is actually the first step for a letter getting heavy, the theme. What is the first step? Raising the back part of the tongue or the elevation of the back part of the tongue. This quality is what we call as isti'la. So what is isti'la? Not ha, it is isti'la, hamza. Okay. So isti'la, it means raising the back part of the tongue so that the sound change the direction. The course of direction will be changed. Though the pathway for the sound to travel outside will be changed and it will be hitting upper roof. So now the next steps are there. Inshallah, we will study in the later Ahkam chapter. The hitting sound, it will cause an echo. So istela is just where changing the direction of the sound. So what happens to the directed sound? The changed sound. It will hit the upper roof and it will cause echo and thus the letter will be heavy. So isti'ala is the reason for tafkhim. Not isti'ala is tafkhim. Isti'ala, yes, the sound direction will change. But tafkhim is caused by the echoing. Understood? Okay. For all the four letters, what we studied from the Aqsal Halq and the Wasatul Halq will be istifal, where the tongue will be lowered and no change in the direction of the sound will happen. Whereas for the last two letters, the ghain and the kha, the back part of the tongue is raised and it will cause the change in the direction of the sound and the sound will be heavy. And hence we will call these letters as musta'iliyah. Okay, letters are called as musta'iliyah. Hmm? The letters of istifal is called as mustafilah. Okay, the sound will not change its direction. Understood? So, this is the adinal halq letters. Okay, what do you want to repeat from the wasat al halq? The wasat al halq actually it is from the middle part of the throat. Okay, so now you know what is the middle part of the throat, isn't it? Where is, yeah. So this is the middle part. See, where is the Wasatul Halq? It is this area. Okay, how our chin is coming down and then you can feel this area. Okay, if you have 1 cup of water just beside you, just you drink some water or maybe you just swallow. Hmm? When you're swallowing, just keep your 2 fingers here softly. Okay, you feel your epiglottis. You swallow. When you swallow, you could clearly feel something moved here, something stretching, kind of choking feeling you felt here, isn't it? Sister Eyes. Did you feel that? A kind of stretchy feeling? Yes or no? Yes. So that is the Ain area or Ha area. Okay, and then you can clearly feel your back part of your tongue. This area also you can feel. You just move your tongue to this position, then you could clearly feel this area. So you keep a line with these two area. Okay, there you push. Ah, 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 from the behind the tongue and this area. Ah, 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 ah. Hmm? This is the letter Ain. Whereas the letter Ha, ah, it's easy. Ah, ah, understood. Okay. So these are the 9 letters we studied today. So we talked about all the qualities of these letters. But tell me, mad letters. Mad letters have hums or jahar. Alif maddiya, wa maddiya, ya maddiya. They have hums or jahar. Hums means there will be no vibration, isn't it? Hums means you will get the air but no vibration. Jahar means no air but vibration. Now tell me. Mother letters you didn't feel any vibration? Do it again. E, O. You didn't feel vibration in the throat for for the mother letters? Yeah, there is vibration. So that means the letters are letters are Jahar. Hmm? Any doubt? No vibration means hums. If vibration is there, that will be Jahar. Hmm? What is the name of the letters with Jahar having the quality Jahar? The name of the letters will be vibration will be Jahar dear. No vibration will be hums. Majhura. Very good. Okay. The name of the letters will be Majhura. So the letters of hums we will call as Mahmusa. Very good. Okay, now next question. For the letter Ain, the flow of sound, the sifa will be, we have Shidda, Rakhava and Tawasut. Which quality for letter Ain? Tawasut. Very good. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, I will try to explain. Now next question. For the letter Ha, is it Mustafila or Musta'iliya? Letter Ha. Mustafila or Musta'iliya? Mustafila. Very good. Okay. Okay. Now letter Ghain. It is from أقصى الحلق, وسط الحلق or أدنى الحلق. Letter Ghain from أقصى الحلق, وسط الحلق or أدنى الحلق. Very good. From the أدنى الحلق. Very good. Okay. Next question. For the mad letters, it will be always sukoon. Why confusion? I got only one yes. Mad letters always sukoon, isn't it? But for the wow and the ya, we can find with sukoon and without sukoon. If the question was like the wow, the letter wow will always be with a sukoon, then that's a wrong answer. Mad letters always sukoon. What I told in the beginning, it will be always sukoon, but we will not write that in the rasum. Remember? Okay. Now the last question, I'll ask one more question. Okay, what I didn't say, explain, I can ask you. Okay. The mother letters are called as dash because they are articulating from al-jawf. Who can answer? I didn't say. Mother letters are called as yeah, jawf letters, jawfiya. Okay. I didn't explain that. So another name for the mother letters. We have different names for the mother letters like huruf al-jawfiya because it is articulating from the jawf. Or huruf al-maddiya because they are very easy to pronounce, easy to articulate. Or they also called as huruf al-muqaddara. Why it is huruf al-muqaddara? Why it is called as huruf al-muqaddara? No specific articulation point because it is coming from the jawf. Jawf is an muqaddar, makhraj. It's like one sister told huruf al-hawa'iyya. Why it is hawa'iyya? Because when we articulate this letter, it is ending in emptiness. Like at the end there is nothing. Okay, in the air it is ending. Or huruf al-illa. That also some other sister mentioned. Illa means it is very weak. Just like a weak person, the mother letters are also very weak. Okay? Alhamdulillah. So that's it for today. Jazakallahu khairan. So inshallah tomorrow we will meet at the normal time. Okay, just 2:30 I think. No, 12:30. Okay. So sorry for today. I had some other emergency appointments, so I have to shift the classes. So Amin wa iyyakum. We will meet tomorrow. Barakallahu fikum. Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. What is the khifa sufa? Inshallah, we will talk about that later because that is khifa does just means that it has a tendency to get lost, get weakened, and then it will be removed. That's it. Khifa means it has a tendency to get deleted. That's it. Okay, tomorrow 12:30. No, 12:30, dear. My mistake. I was talking in IST. It was 10. Right, our usual timing was 10 a.m. KSA, isn't it? You are not in group. Again, someone share, but I don't have. You can contact me, dear, if you have my contact number. Yeah, 10 KSA, inshallah. My mistake. I was talking in IST. Okay. Sister Jailani, you have my contact number or not? Okay. You can contact me and I will add you, inshallah. Okay. Barakallahu fikum. This is my WhatsApp contact, okay, by the way. And if you didn't, if you couldn't find the WhatsApp, what you can do, you can just ask anyone from where you got this link. You can ask her, inshallah. I will add.